What it do? Happy Friday. All right. Today we are going to be talking about faith, strong faith. All right. Faith in actually pursuing your desires. So the title of today's lecture really is Burn the Boats, man. Sometimes the desire that you have is the flame of God within you. It is the flame of God within you that is leading you to things that you are already worthy of. Because God is within you, so you are already worthy of these things. All right. So this is what we're gonna talk about today. Title of the lecture: The Fire and the Fall. Okay. So this is a meditation on faith, desire, surrender, and bold decision. So I'm gonna start this with an Edgar Allan quote. Edgar Allan Poe quotes. Okay. Deep into the darkness, peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Okay, Edgar Allan Poe. The beauty of life, right, is when we start to take decisive, bold action in believing that our desires are promises from the Most High. We can burn the boats. We can burn the plan Bs. We can throw those away, and we can walk with absolute faith into the unknown, knowing that God will deliver you, knowing that you will not be dropped. Okay. So a lot of the conversations we've had, we've talked about bold decision, making a decision for what you want and then walking towards it. We've talked about surrender. When you make that decision, you forget it does not matter how it's made manifest. Your plans never go according to you. They always go according to the divine. So I have my desire. I declare it. You know what I'm saying? Like my girl Ty said, with conviction. All right. And I begin to walk along that path, and the path illuminates as I'm walking down it. Okay. So the call of the invisible. There is a sound not heard by ears. It is a whisper etched in the soul, a pull from the unseen, the eternal, a magnet towards something more. This is faith, not the absence of fear, but the decision to walk despite it. Okay, Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right, faith is not passive. It does not sit in the pews of waiting. It burns, it leaps, it throws itself into the arms of the unformed. To have faith is to stand at the edge of reason and still jump. So many dreams aren't materialized because people dwell in reason. When it comes to faith, when it comes to getting what you want, when it comes to actualizing the desires that the Most High has placed in your mind, you have to drop reason. You have to drop logic. In your mind, you can think of three distinct ways. Well, if I was going to get this million, if I was going to get this love, if I was going to get this prosperity or this healing, it would come through these three specific ways. Throw it away. Surrender. Kill the way that you think that plan is going to unfold, and step into the unknown with God. Dive into the unknown. Sprint into the unknown, because the unknown is the soul expanding space. This is the consciousness expanding space. This is where your dreams are actualized. The only thing that you should hold on to is what you want. It is what you want, and you will not hold on to it without some kind of fear, without some kind of emotions. But you hold on to that desire as firmly as possible. If you have to sit and you have to stay conscious all day, and you have to remind yourself that the Most High placed this in my mind, so it is promised, I am prosperity, I am prosperity. If you have to walk through life 24/7 thinking of that, and every time you try to figure out exactly how you're going to get there, you have to knock that thought out of your mind. That's what you have to do. That is what you have to do, because things always are made manifest in ways that blow your mind, right? In ways that surprise you, in ways that make you sit down and say, damn. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is good. All right. It's just how it has to be. Right. But the more that we start to dwell in logic, we start to utilize our logical minds. Oh, it has to go like this. What happens is you make plans. Those plans don't go according to you. Right. Because the Most High just uses your plan as a vehicle for his will to be done. So your plan doesn't go right. And then when your plan falls off a little bit, you start questioning things. Man, dang, was that the right thing? Man, God, I thought you heard me. How come you're not here with me, right? Well, the Most High is with you that whole time, just waiting for your faith, waiting for you to let go. Just let go and allow your life to expand. Let go and allow the Most High to carry you. Let go. Do what you believe is best in the next moment. Understand that everything placed in your life is a lesson. Understand that everything that looks like it's not ideal is perfect because the God within you is perfect, so the situation must be. And move according to faith, not by your sight, right? Your circumstances, your feelings are irrelevant. The faith that you have should transcend these things. Okay, it doesn't matter what I'm feeling. It does not matter what the outside circumstance looks like. It does not matter that I'm fearful. I have to have such a conviction that this desire is the flame of God within me. I have to have so much conviction in this that I am able to walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Right? I am able to walk through whatever circumstance with conviction because I understand that the Most High is with me. Because I understand that my higher self is just paving the road for me. The only thing that I have to do is step. Okay? So faith is not passive. It does not sit in the pews of waiting. Right? It's not begging. Okay? It burns. Faith burns, right? When you have that desire within you and you think from the end of that desire, oh, I am prosperity. I am prosperity. Anything in my mind that shows me otherwise, I knock that out my thought. Right? It leaps, it throws itself into the arms of the unformed. Right? You walk by faith and not by sight. You throw yourself into the arms of the unformed. Right? This is dwelling in the 99% of reality that's just energy. Right? Because we can only see the 0.1% of reality. The atom is 0.1% matter. Even your body, 0.1% matter. The rest is energy and information. The same with everything that you see in the external world. You lean on the 99%, not just on the 0.1%. Okay? So what dreams whisper to you when the world is silent? What are the dreams that you have not fully stepped into with faith? Some people are born and they desire to be doctors. Others aren't. Some are born, they desire to be lawyers. Some desire to be engineers. Some aren't. What are the desires that are in your heart that you have not stepped with faith towards? Right? Some people want to do content. Some people want to do this. Some people want to get married. Some people don't. Right? Some people want to be millionaires. Some people want to live alone out in the country and just have freedom. What is your dream? What is the flame of God within you pushing you towards? And what would it look like if you stepped into that dream with faith? Okay? What have you abandoned simply because you couldn't see the path? We all have these things, right? When you find yourself saying, I want to do something, and you look out in the world and you see somebody else doing it, and you say, damn, I could have done that. This is your soul talking to you, telling you to wake up. You can do it, but you haven't done it. So what are you going to do now? Right? Oh, this person has this, man. How did they do it? I have the desire to do that. You can do that. You just have to start moving. And the truth is we all know what the next step is. We all know what we're supposed to be doing. Even if you want more money, you know exactly how to get more money. Even if it's, oh, I need to research how to get more money. You know exactly what you need to do. So what's stopping you from actually moving with faith? What's stopping you from really allowing that flame of God within you to burn and lead you to where you want? Is it fear? Right? Is it just procrastination, indecision? Right? Are you stuck in comfort? This is how the human mind works. The human mind loves predictability. That's why people stay in jobs they hate for 20, 30 years. Because it's predictable. They don't like it, but it's predictable. Right? Stepping into the unknown with faith is uncomfortable. Stepping into the unknown and learning a new skill and feeling dumb for a little while until you get smart is uncomfortable. Being unemployed for a little bit, uncomfortable. Starting a business, I don't know how to fill out an LLC and do my taxes and all these things. It's uncomfortable. But once you walk the path illuminates. The path doesn't illuminate until you walk it. All right, so what's stopping you? Is it fear? Is it an excuse? Well, no, I have kids now. And I have to take care of my parents now. What is the excuse? Right? What is the excuse? What is stopping you from stepping into your dream with faith? Right? And when you really dig into it, you'll see it's just you. It is just you. Whatever excuse you have is just an excuse. You have these desires for a reason. We need to start looking at our desires as the Most High speaking to you. The same way that the Most High spoke to Moses through a burning bush, the Most High speaks to you through your desires. And he gives these desires specifically to you. All of your desires are unique to you. If you add them all up, they are unique to you. Some people want to be a doctor, you didn't. Some people wanted to be a lawyer, you didn't. You have other dreams. They're specific to you. Why would God put a dream in your mind if he did not have the means to make it actualize for you? Why? To torture you? Do you think is that the type of God you believe in? Or do you believe in a good God, a wise God, a wholesome God, right? A loving, a kind God that will give you whatever you want if you walk with faith, right? See, a lot of us will say that we believe in these things, but we don't actually act like we believe in these things. We do not carry our own cross. We do not carry our own cross and kill the old versions of us that are stuck in the past. I'm going to kill this version of me that's stuck in laziness. I'm going to kill this version of me that's stuck in excuses. I am going to sacrifice this version of me. This version of me that makes these plan Bs and Cs. And if it doesn't work out, well, now I have a plan B, so I don't have to go as hard. I really don't have to dwell in the end. I really don't have to exercise my faith and forge my faith in the fire of the unknown. This is what the unknown is. It's a time to forge your faith, right? I started this business, bro. It's failing right now. It's not going as planned right now. It's not going as planned right now. Things are not looking up. How much faith do you have? Will you quit? Well, because I had this plan B, I don't have to go as hard. And because I had this plan C too, I really don't have to go as hard. It'll be nice if it happens. The Most High didn't put that in your mind as it's nice if it happens idea. The Most High put that in your mind because let's really talk about it. Why did the Most High put these desires in your mind? Right? Because your prosperity does not just help you, it helps the world as a whole. Right? You start your business. You start telling your story. You start putting out your content and other people hear it. And their life gets better for it. Your story, one of the things that you went through, might be the salvation of someone else. Right? Your prosperity might hire someone that pulls them out of a piss poor financial situation. Right? What are you denying the world because you refuse to step in faith? What are you denying the world because you refuse to step in your gifts? Because you continue to make excuses. We are all perspectives of God. God is everything and every single person. We have been made manifest here on this earth, and we are a single perspective of the God that dwells within us. A single perspective. So we are all God, assisting God in understanding itself more, in helping itself to grow and expand in consciousness and awareness, right? So this is one mind that we are all in. You have this desire because someone else has a desire, and you actually achieving your desire is going to help them achieve their desire as well. Their desire helps you achieve your desire as well. So you not walking in your desire not only hurts you, not only keeps you from your fulfillment, from your bliss, right? You long for these things. These things burn within you. You can try to suppress your desires as long as you want. Try. And on the day that you pass, you will sit on your deathbed and you'll say, dang, man, I wish I had done this. I wish I had taken this risk. I wish I had tried this. Things could have been different. You can act as if you don't care about your desires, but the truth is you do. You always will. This is the God within you that wants to expand. You are an infinite being. You're an infinite, eternally expanding being. You cannot be complacent. This is why they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Because your soul, it is an unnatural state of being for your soul to be complacent. Because you are an infinitely expanding being. The universe is within you. The universe is infinitely expanding. At every moment, it is expanding. You're getting new information, new thoughts, new desires. You're expanding. For you to try to sit in stagnation and dim your own light, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to the God within you. You have forgotten who you are, and you're also doing a disservice to other people who need your story, who need your prosperity to help them as well. Right? You're born with everything that you need. You are born as worthy as you need to be for everything. Because God is within you, you are worthy for everything that you desire. The concept of working for worthiness is a lie. You are worthy right now. Right? The path will not illuminate itself until you start walking down it. Okay? So, number 2, desire, the divine spark. Desire has been demonized. Okay? But what if it was the flame of God within us? Not all desire is lust. Some desire is holy. The longing to create, to unite, to return home. This is what we all desire at our core. Whether you desire that divine counterpart, you desire a soul that sees the God within you. You desire someone that you see the God within. Because this brings you closer to home. Back to singleness, back to union with the Most High, where you were before you descended here. Okay? You were one with the Most High, that you came down here. And your soul still craves for this. This is why you think you crave intimacy with other people. You think you crave someone else to validate you and make you feel whole. No, you crave union with the Most High. And the Most High is speaking to you through your desires, and you're closing that door. You're not stepping in faith. You're stepping in fear. You're utilizing your divine power within you, that God power within you. You're turning it upside down and you're walking in fear. You're saying, what if this doesn't work out? What if it does? What if the very way that you believe that it will work out or it could work out is just the floor? Because this is the truth of the matter, is that when you have a desire, any desire you've had, okay, you can imagine a small scene of that desire. But once you get there, that desire is way better than you thought. The situation that you're in, right? The people that you'll meet along the way, the person you're forged into being, the prosperity that you gain along the way, right? It is always the floor. What you desire is always the floor. It's the lowest that it could possibly be. It's always better. This is how the Most High operates, though. The Most High always operates in best, in better than you expect. Even the worst case scenario that you think of is never that bad. It's always better. Even the very worst that you believe it could be is always better. Now, with that understood, why the hell would you waste your power and your perception on daydreaming and fantasizing about shitty situations? You have to discipline your mind. No one can do this for you. People can sit and they can tell you about your power. They can tell you how to manifest. We can tell you how to use your perception. But it is up to you to be disciplined enough to say, I'm going to walk with the God power within me. I'm going to walk with the power that the Most High has granted me. I'm going to exercise my discipline over my mind. This is the only thing that you have control over. You cannot control whether your job fires you tomorrow. You cannot control whether your woman, whether your man leaves you tomorrow, whether they cheat on you tomorrow. You cannot control whether you walk outside and you get hit by a bus. The only thing that you control is your mind. Yet we spend so much of our life trying to control everything that's uncontrollable. We spend so much of our life trying to plead and beg for everything outside of us to change, when everything outside of us is just waiting on us to change, waiting on you to step in faith, waiting on you to change your belief, and change your belief with such intensity and such strength that you refuse to let anything outside of you change your mind. And then people call it delusional. You've been delusionally negative your entire life. You've been walking around expecting the worst case scenario, and it's never that bad. It's always better than the worst case scenario. What if whatever you imagine, it can only be better than whatever you imagine? Think about that. What if whatever you imagine, life could only be better than what you imagine? Would you waste your time imagining mediocre shit, bad situations? Or would you spend your God power focused on divine things, actually focused on your desires. Actually focus on the desires. They'll say, if you aim for the moon, at least you'll be in the stars. Or aim for the sun, at least you'll be in the stars. That's a lie. That's a lie. If you aim for the sky, you're going to get way further. If you aim for hell, you're going to get higher than that. You'll always get higher than what you aim for. You always get higher. You don't serve a divine entity of lack. Right? Would you ever define God as a God of lack? He's always a God of excess. The worst case scenario is going to be better than that. The best case scenario that I can think of, oh shit, it's going to be better than that too. Let me focus. Let me discipline my mind. Let me think from the end. And let me enjoy life along the way. Make yourself bulletproof. Be so bold. Be delusional enough. Have the audacity to step in faith. Have the audacity to step in faith. Anything less, you're doing a disservice to you. You're doing a disservice to yourself. Okay? So, the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Proverbs 10:24. The desire of the righteous. What does righteous mean? What does righteous mean? It means you choose what you want and you stick that path. Stick to that path. Some of you choose negative shit. I want to choose righteous, and I want to have the audacity to just think of the worst case scenario so I can plan better. But it's never as bad as I think. Why don't you use your righteousness, use your free will? When we talk about willpower, it's really just short for free will. Why don't you use your free will that the Most High has given you to collapse reality around you? Use your free will to focus on divine shit, on the desires in your heart, right? On that eternal, on that flame within you, right? Your desire is the flame of God. Your desire is the flame of God. The desire of the righteous shall be granted. A double-minded man is unstable, right? Do you have the strength? Do you have the audacity? Do you have the boldness to make a decision of how you want your life to be in alignment with your desire and hold on to that decision with faith so strong? It does not matter what your mom says. Doesn't matter what your ex says. Doesn't matter what the world around you looks like, but you can step into this unknown with such intensity, right, that the world just bends to your will. Right? This is your divine power. This is the power that the Most High has put within you. Okay? So, in the Kabbalah, right, desire is the vessel. God gives, man receives. But only if he has made room through longing. Okay? So Napoleon desired empire. Joan of Arc desired justice. Desire when purified becomes destiny. Okay? Desire when purified. Okay, this is why, a lot of people, let's talk about one of the more beautiful techniques that I really love is just repetition. We call it robotic affirmations, whatever it is, right? Just being mindful of your mind constantly, right? Because a lot of people will say, all right, I want you to believe that you already have something to make it manifest. In my belief, I don't believe that you can actually believe in something before it happens. Right. But what I do believe is that if you continue to repeat something over and over again, your mind gets to a point where naturally becomes your way of thinking. You start to think positive. If for the next week, for the next 24 hours, for the next 48 hours, whatever you want to do, you made it your number one goal to purify your mind. I will only think positive. I will be so conscious of my mind throughout the day. Because this is a game of consciousness. Life is a game of consciousness. Most of us lose consciousness all the time. You lose consciousness when you're driving to the grocery store. You wake up like, God damn, how the fuck did I get here? God damn, like I'm already at my mom's house. Shit, you lose consciousness all the time, but life is a game of consciousness. How conscious can you stay? Could you for 24 hours just focus on your mind? Right, and say, I'm only going to think positive. Every single thing, I'm going to think in alignment with what I want. Because what I want is God wanting that through me. And I know that a double-minded man is unstable, so I'm going to purify my desires. I'm going to purify my mind. I'm going to make my mind righteous and make it pointed in a singular way, right? I mean, the good book, the scripture tells you in 1,000 different ways, whatever you ask for with faith, you will be given. Not most of what you ask for, but everything that you ask for, you will be given. So your joy, so you can be surrounded by joy, right? It's just very clear over and over and over again through scripture. You can read every single story through scripture and see, oh, Job, oh, Abraham, right? Oh, Peter, like all these characters got exactly what they wanted. The Israelites as a whole got delivered, right? Everybody gets it, right? So it's about purifying your mind, making your mind righteous, okay? So desire, when purified, becomes destiny, all right? So another Edgar Allan Poe quote, right? They who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. Okay. Let's see here. Best Bible. So in my opinion, when I was looking at it from a historical context, I was reading King James. And I still read King James, but sometimes I look at other translations because I like to look at the Bible from a very metaphysical and metaphorical sense. So you can always start with King James Version. But whatever version allows it to be digestible to you so you can get what you need out of it. The challenge that I always put on people is you can read the Bible however you want. It's on you, right? But when you read the New Testament, go back and read it from the perspective of Jesus being your I am awareness, Jesus being your higher self, Yahshua being your higher self and speaking to you and teaching you, telling you how to think, how to behave to actually actualize your desires. Right, the constant example I always give is the pool of Bethesda, right? When the crippled man at the pool of Bethesda, he had been there for 38 years. He's sitting around, and all the people at the pool, they were all crippled, they were homeless, they were, sick, whatever the case may be. They believed that at a certain time of the day, there was an angel that stirred the pool, and whoever was the first to get in the pool would be healed, okay? And so Jesus, your I am awareness, your higher self, asked this man, do you want to be healed? And so this man said, yes, of course I want to be healed. However, I have nobody to take me to the pool. Everybody always gets in the pool before me. Okay, this is a metaphor for anything that you want, right? Jesus could have asked, do you want love? And we would have answered, of course I want love, but I have no one to give me love. I have no one to love me. Jesus could have asked, do you want prosperity? He could answer, of course I want prosperity. I want money, but I have nobody to give me it. Right? Do you want to be fulfilled? Of course I want to be fulfilled, but I have nothing to make me feel fulfilled. Do you want happiness? Of course I want happiness, but I have no one to bring me happiness, right? It's a metaphor for pick it up yourself, because Jesus immediately said, I'm not going to take you to the pool. Pick up your mat and walk. And immediately the man was, boom, healed. Okay, this is a metaphor. Pick up your prosperity and walk. Pick up your faith and walk. You have this desire of money, providing for your family in this divine way, right? No one's going to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself, as within, so without. We see this throughout spiritual texts. We see this all the time, right? As within, so without. I have to give myself prosperity. I have to purify my desire. I have to get to the point where, okay, I want prosperity. Now I have to constantly think from having prosperity. It doesn't matter what the outside situation looks like. I'm going to constantly reinforce this. I do not care if I have to micromanage every single thought I have for a day. Don't care if I have to lock myself in the crib all weekend and say the same shit over and over and over again. I'm going to purify my mind. I'm going to get to a point where this is my dominant thought, because I know once I purify my mind, once I am speaking and moving in righteousness of mind, in a singular path, right? Once I have stopped being this double-minded man and I completely give up how I want shit to unfold, boom. This is when my world changes, okay? This is when my world changes, but it always changes internally first. You make that internal change, then the world just seems to follow magically, okay? So, reflection questions. Number 1, is your desire born of ego or of eternity? All right, and then when you feel the ache for more, do you chase it or crucify it? Okay, When you have that desire for more, because desire, as we always say, desire leads to more desire. You started off wanting 100, then you wanted 1,000, then you wanted 10, then you wanted 1,000,000, right? Do you find yourself saying, well, I don't really need that because, the world doesn't, people are starving, so I shouldn't have a lot of money. Are you that type of thinker? Then why would the Most High put that in your mind to have that? Right? Maybe your prosperity would help others because you can actually help people with more prosperity. Right? So do you actually chase your dreams? Do you step into the unknown? Do you step with faith? Or do you try to kill your own dreams using some kind of logic? I've heard people say, what is a good desire versus an ego desire? What's the difference between me wanting money and then me wanting world peace? I mean, desire is desire. Right? The desire from the Most High is a desire. You can sit here and judge it. You can sit here and say, okay, this is a good desire, this is a bad desire, but the Most High doesn't look like that, right? The universe doesn't play good and bad games like we do. The universe just creates. Whether we want to judge it as negative or positive, the universe is going to create. You think that heartbreak was terrible until you laid up with the next person that you're with, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful I went through it with that other woman. Because now I'm in a better place, right? This is our human mind. You think a certain religion is better than the other because of where you were born in the world. Right? You think a certain Bible is superior because of where you were born, right? You think a certain way of life is different and better because of where you were born. Who are we to judge? Right? The universe just looks and says, okay, this is an opportunity to create. I can create with so-called light or so-called dark, so-called positive, so-called negative, so-called good, so-called bad. Doesn't matter. Don't give a damn. I'm going to use it. All right? So surrender. Next point, surrender, the sacred undoing. Okay? So surrender is not defeat. Evening. Surrender is not defeat. It is the sacred undoing of our illusion of control. Okay? It is Jesus in Gethsemane saying, not my will, but yours be done. Luke 22:42. Okay, it is the mystic's mantra. I do not know, but I trust. All right, my favorite mantra, the situation don't look ideal, but the God within me is perfect. Therefore, the situation must be perfect. It is what it is. It has no other choice. The situation must be unfolding perfectly because the God within me is perfect. Right? I walk by faith, not by sight, right? Even the greatest warriors knelt before the unknown. All right. So not my will, but yours be done. Luke 22:42. A lot of people, we think like, oh, not my will, but yours be done. So I just can cast aside all of my desires. I should not want anything. It's not what this means. God is within you. You are the Most High. You cannot separate yourself and God. Right? It's like separating the water. Like if you pour water from a gallon into a cup, you say which part of the water is God and which one is you. No, it's all God. You just a part of it is in you, right? It's all God, right? So your desire is the desire of God. You asking for things is God giving you desire. It's the same thing. Your will, not mine, is I want it to unfold in a way that's actually best for me and best for everybody around me. But we still gonna get to the same place. We still gonna get to a destination. Matter of fact, the destination is always gonna be better. Right? In my mind, I pictured the banquet hall. I pictured paradise with 1 gold chalice, right? And 2 chocolate thick women. You know what I'm saying? But when we actually get there, okay, metaphorically speaking, all right? But when we actually get there, there's 10 gold chalices. There's a full party, right? There's a banquet, there's a buffet. There's more than I imagined of. And I've met people along the path that have made me better, sharpened me, but I've learned lessons. All these divine things have happened, right? So not my will, but yours be done. Okay? Thy will be done doesn't mean take my desires, right? It means I know my desires are your desires. I'll hold on to my desires. I'll think from my desires. I have faith in my desires, but I kill all these versions of me that think they can predict exactly how it's going to go. Okay? So Julian of Norwich, in a time of plague and despair, said, all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. right? Surrender is not apathy, it is alignment. Right? Another Pope quote, I have no faith in human perfectibility. I think that human exertion will have no appreciable effect upon humanity. Okay? So even in his bleakness, Poe saw the futility of forced outcomes. Yeah, you can have your desire. You can try to force it to work as much as you want. Or you can surrender and you can just take the next best step. Think back in your life, the constant challenge. Think back in your life and name the time that you made the perfect plan. And if you say you have, you're lying. All right. Now think back throughout life, throughout the history of life, and name someone who made the perfect plan. Never happens. The moment you make a plan, what happens is your soul, the Most High, begins to use that plan as a vehicle for its will. Right? So certain doors have to close. This is what happens when you have a desire. Every soul on this planet turns towards you and says, how can I assist you in actualizing what you want to be? And actualizing this higher version of you. Some of it looks like heartbreak. Some of it looks like people closing doors. Some of it looks like, you know what I'm saying, people telling you no. But all of it is leading you down a divine path. 100%. All of it is leading you down this divine path. How conscious can you be to remember this, to understand this? Right? I think that human exertion will have no appreciable effect upon humanity. The more that we try, the better. It doesn't mean it's going to get any better. The more that we surrender and we hold on to our faith and we do the best thing that we believe we can do in the next moment, then it gets better. Then it gets exponentially better. But the more I try to cling to this reality, to the 0.1% of reality that I can see, right? Without trusting in the 99.9% that is unseen, that is the divine, that is your higher self. Well, shit, I struggle. Struggle with that, okay? So what are you still gripping that you need to lay at the altar, okay? What are you still clinging on to that you need to sacrifice, that you need to surrender to the Most High, okay? And then can you accept that surrender may lead you to something greater than you imagined? Right. Maybe in your mind you think that it should take a month. Maybe in your mind you think that your prosperity should come through this exact business. What if this business is just meant for you to meet someone and get some skills? This business will quote unquote fail, right? As we judge it from our human perspective, but that leads you to another venture, and that's where your prosperity is, okay? What if instead of taking a month, it takes 4? But instead of just making the 100K that you wanted, you make 500K, right? What if the path is different, but the outcome is better? Would that help you to surrender a little bit more? With holding on to that knowledge? Would then look at your mind and name a time where things ended up worse than your expectation? If things have never ended up worse than your expectation, then why would you lower your expectations? Why don't you raise your expectations and actually walk with faith? Knowing that whatever I can imagine, that becomes the floor, and the Most High builds more beauty on top of that. Okay, so bold decision, the alchemy of destiny. All right, there comes a moment, a crossroads, right? A burn the ships moment. Abraham left his homeland, Moses parted seas, David ran toward Goliath. A decision made in boldness. A decision made in boldness creates a covenant with the cosmos. Deuteronomy 31:6, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. You cannot go anywhere without the Most High. You can't separate yourself from the Most High. Every single place that you go, every single situation that you are in, guess who is in there, sitting by you with popcorn, waiting to be activated through your faith? The Most High is just sitting there waiting, like, you want to do it alone? You want some help? I love you either way, unconditionally. I love you either way, unconditionally, 100%. And I'm going to give you everything that you need to overcome this situation. But I can make it a little bit more beautiful if you allow me to work through your faith. Because your faith builds the architecture, right, where the Most High can actually build the infrastructure in your life. Okay, so to choose without proof, to move without a map, to rise while others slumber. This is the soul's defiance. This is when spirit becomes flesh. When you move with faith, all right? When you decide to step into the unknown without proof, when you decide to embrace the unformed, the 99% of reality that is unformed, that is energy and information, the 99% of the atom that is just energy and information and empty space, when you decide to lean on that, the God part of reality, this is when the spirit becomes flesh. Right? This is when the God within you, this is when you become that God within you. Okay, so those who dream by day know the truth that shadows are as real as light. Right? Your imagination is more real than reality. Your faith is more real than reality. The God within you is over 99 times, infinitely more power, exponentially more powerful than what you fucking see. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you were not made to wither in the waiting room. You were made to decide, to move, to become. All right. So what bold decision are you postponing because you're waiting for permission? Right. We can go back to the pool of Bethesda. Right. When the crippled man is sitting at the pool of Bethesda, are you waiting for someone to bring your prosperity? Are you waiting for someone to come into your life to make you feel worthy? Are you waiting for someone to walk into your life so that you can feel whole and you can feel love? Or will you pick up that faith within you? Will you pick up your God-given right, the right that you were given just by being born? Will you pick that up, carry your cross, and crucify and kill the old versions of you? Okay, what if the miracle is waiting on your movement and not the other way around? What if your prosperity is waiting on you to declare that you are prosperous? Right? What if all the miracles that you're waiting for in your life, right? The money that you're waiting for, that you think that you need right now, right? That you're waiting on some miracle. What if that miracle is waiting on you? What if it's waiting on you to walk with faith? You to walk in the inner knowing that it's here, right? So in closing, right? Oh soul, you are not lost. You are being led through fire to become flame. Let your desire burn clean. Let your surrender be sacred, and let your decision be divine. Let your faith be fearless, for the kingdom is not found in fear. It is taken by those who believe, who desire, who surrender, and who move. Right? The kingdom of God is within you, and it is not found in fear. Right? It is taken by those who believe, by those who desire, by those who surrender, okay, and by those who move. You have everything within you to get everything that you want, to get everything that you desire. It's all within you, right? It's just waiting on you to activate it. Right? The Most High is flowing through everybody. The Most High flows through you. 99.9% of you is energy, is information, it is the divine. 0.1% of you is matter. 0.1% of you is flesh. 0.1% of whatever you can see is just matter. The rest of it is divine. It's this cosmic energy flowing. And all of this energy is waiting for your faith to be made active. Whatever you desire in your mind, you can have, right? You're an infinite being. And so whatever you desire, you can have. The only thing that you cannot imagine, right? The only thing that you cannot imagine is not existing. Anything else you can imagine, because you are an infinite being. Right? You're an infinite being. Your desire is a sacred, holy flame within you that is waiting for you to keep it lit, for you to ignite it. Right? You can pick up this flame and you can walk with it until it actualizes in your life. And as a byproduct, makes life better for all the people around you, makes life better for you, grants prosperity to others through you, or you can put this flame out. You can live in the world, you can say, oh, well, you know, my desire, it's not good to be prosperous, other people are struggling. Well, you're denying your opportunity to help others. You're denying the energy of prosperity to flow through others. The constant metaphor we give is you might have a idea to create something, to say something. Oh, I'm going to speak this truth. I'm going to create this app. I'm going to do this thing, and you don't act. And what happens is a couple months, maybe a couple weeks, a couple days, a couple hours later, you see that thought. You see that thing actualized in the world. You see that it has already flowed. It's already flowed through someone else, right? A lot of times the desires, energy wants to flow. Energy needs to get to people. The prosperity that wants to come to you because it wants to flow through you to help other people as well. And so you closing yourself off to the desires, right? It is hurting you and it's hurting others. All right? Now that energy is going to find another way to get out, to be made manifest, but at what cost? At what time cost, right? And so you're denying yourself the opportunity to live as a higher version of yourself, where you're not walking in the truth of who you are, a divine being whose desires are sacred. Your desires are holy. Okay, your desires are God within you, trying to call you back home, call you back to faith. And the more that you walk in faith, right, you hold on to this desire, you walk in faith, and as things begin to actualize in your life, right, and now you start to walk in faith with more things, you'll see that eventually your entire walk becomes a walk of faith. Your entire walk becomes a walk of faith where you can begin to surrender everything in your life. Right? Everything, it doesn't matter what things look like. It does not matter what things look like around me. The God within me is perfect, so everything is working out perfectly. Right? But faith is discipline. Faith is a muscle that you have to exercise. The same with discipline, the same as if you go to a workout or if you go into the weight room. Right? So the challenge is to find that kingdom of the Most High within you. Right? Activate it by moving, by surrendering, and step into your God-given power. Cool. All right, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Let's end with a prayer per usual, and then I'll let y'all go. Have a beautiful Good Friday. Right? If y'all get to spend time with family, if y'all are traveling, be safe on the road, be safe traveling. And we'll end it right there. All right. All right, Heavenly Father, thank you for the divine desires that you place in our heart. Thank you for attracting the people and the circumstances in our life to push us more into alignment with everything that we want. We know that every single person serves a purpose in the choreography of our life. And continue to remind us every moment and every step that we take that you are constantly with us, ready to provide all the love that we need. Okay? I also pray for anyone that's going through heartbreak or going through loss, that you provide them with the peace that only you can provide. And constantly remind them that the peace that they are looking for in the external world has always been within them. Cool. All right, y'all. I see you all as prosperous, as divine, as healthy, as wealthy, as whole, as in alignment with everything that you want. Okay, I see you all as gods and as goddesses. If you do not feel that way, it's cool, because I see you as that way anyway. So I know that it must be true. Y'all have a blessed evening. Stay prosperous, stay divine. And until next time, peace.